Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Today we are looking at the marriage of two technologies. Old school technology, new school technology. Old school technology being pen and ink. We live in a digital age, but still pen and ink trumps anything that can be written on a mobile phone, because your mobile phone can just die at any point. New school technology, LEDs. So of course with the Olight Open 3 they couldn't just make a pen. It would make perfect sense that they added some of their LED technology into this. Now just to be clear, as far as experience with these Opens are concerned, this is the first one that I've used. With it being the Open 3, there were two previous versions of that. I haven't used those, so this is the first kind of experience that I've had with this, and this is what we will be having a look at today. So less than me waffling, let's turn the camera around and let's take a closer look at the Olight Open 3. Now a quick unboxing, because there's a couple of things in here. It's definitely, there's a chance you could throw this away without noticing that this is in here. Now I'm just going to open this quickly. So when you first get this, it sits behind this, like this little, so you have to peel this back. I've never seen Olight do this before, but I will say it makes it feel like factory new. It's so nice. Anyway, so there's the pen, but in here on the side you do get a refill with this. They didn't have to do this. They could have just sent you the pen with a refill with the cartridge in it, but they added an extra one on the side. So just make sure you keep that before you throw it away. But then on the inside you've got your instructions, and it also comes with a USB Type-C charger, which is just kind of a normal USB Type-C. But don't throw this away without taking that out there on the side. I nearly did it, and I'm glad that I didn't. So there you go. So there's the unboxing. Now here is the actual pen itself. As far as pens go, you know, it's a nice pen. It writes with things. Now, as we usually do, we'll have a quick look as far as kind of your sizes are concerned. Now, as far as your pen is concerned, it's a fairly typical style pen. It is a little bit longer than some other pens, mainly because, you know, you've got a battery in here as well as the actual cartridge itself. But it comes in at 156 millimeters. The width of it, again, fairly kind of standard, is 12.7 millimeters to be specific. It's made from a fairly kind of typical aluminium that a lot of these pens, or at least a lot of Olight's lights are made from. As far as the weight of this comes in, it comes in at 33.5 grams. There's too many points in this one today for me to be able to remember. And yeah, you know, it's not, well, let's put it this way, it's not heavy for a pen. It just feels like a normal pen. When you're writing with this, it doesn't feel any heavier than any normal kind of pen that you would possibly write with. Now, of course, on the inside of here, there is a battery. It is a 130 milliamp hour battery, which powers everything within this as well. Now, pen-wise, it works exactly as a pen does. And I will say, as far as the writing experience with this pen is concerned, I mean, you'll hear me saying this, it works like a pen. It's crazy. It's a pen and you can write with it. It's the main function of this. Although it has some other functions that you can do with this, its primary function is to write. Now, I do like the fact that this is a bolt action pen. So here on the side, you can see it has this little J-turn on the bolt. I will say that it has a really nice fidget factor to this. If you're the type of person that likes to fidget with your pen, then there's a good chance your colleagues are not going to be sending you a Christmas card this year. But it does have a very nice tactile mechanical click when it locks into place. So as it is now, your nib is out and then your nib is in. Writing with this, so when you first get it, there's a little kind of bit that you have to pull off the end. Now, I will say, when you first get this, maybe for the first 2-3 minutes when you're writing it, it has a bit of a scratchiness to it. However, after that, it stopped. I think that must just be something down to the ball becoming lubricated by the ink. As far as changing the cartridges are concerned, the end of the barrel there comes out, and then there you have this refill in here. So this is a gel ink. The number on the side says 2510. I don't know if that's a specific one. I don't know my pen refill cartridges too well. But as I say, so you do get a second one with this, and then of course if you need to pick up another one after that, you can go back to Olight and then you can pick these up. As I mentioned, I'm not sure if this is like a popular refill, if you can pick these up from any sort of stationers. But if in doubt, you can go back to Olight to pick them up. But yeah, as I mentioned, you know, it writes as you would expect with a pen. It's a reasonably nice writing experience. Now, past that, past maybe here, this is where the Olight side comes in. Old technology, new technology. So first things first, recharging this. If you want to recharge this, now this is the first thing that you'll do, especially. So if you're thinking of changing the cartridge, you'll probably unscrew this here and you go, oh, okay, that's not where the cartridge has changed. In fact, this is where you get access to your USB-C charger, which is in there. So you can screw this in, and then that will make sure that that is out of the way. And it just looks like a normal pen. But as I mentioned, if you want to get the actual cartridge out, it kind of feels like you should unscrew that bit, but you don't. That's so that you can charge it, and the actual cartridge is here on the end. Now, as far as the different light functions are concerned, there's actually 3 with this. So the first one is on the end here, and you've got a switch. So as far as the UI is concerned, you can change between the 3 different light sources here. I'd say that this is the one thing that I worry about side switches like this is, one, it needs to be easy to move, but then it also doesn't need to be too easy that you could do it by accident in your pocket. And I will say that this is just right. So if I push it all the way forward, this has now got the laser on the end here, and then you have this button here which you press, and then this turns it on. Turn it on, turn it off, and yeah, it's as easy as that, especially with this laser here on the end. Now the middle one on here is this light that comes out through the side, and with this one you can press to turn it on, and then you do a long press, and then this will then take you through the lumen levels. Now when you first turn it on, it will come onto its moonlight mode. If I then do a long press, we're on low, medium, and then high. Now if I do another long press, it won't cycle back to its moonlight mode. Instead, it will cycle back to its low mode. So we've got low, we've got medium, and then we've got high. Now, as far as the lumen levels, and I've just forgot what they are. Now, as far as the lumen levels are concerned, on the moonlight mode, it's 2 lumens. Low is 20 lumens. I could even hold this here so you could see it as well. Medium is 60 lumens, and then high is 120 lumens. Now, and again, if you turn it off, it will just simply turn off. As far as the memory is concerned, it will always turn back on to the moonlight mode. So if I put it onto its medium mode, if I turn this off, turn it back on again, it will come back onto its low mode. Now, whilst it is off, you can do a double press and it will put it onto this red light mode. Now, there are 2 levels for this red light mode. It will always automatically come onto its low mode. You can then do another a long press and it will take it up to its higher mode, and then press again and that will turn it off. Now, there is a third one. And I'm not going to lie, when I first got this, I was messing around with it. I was like, this is why, where is this third? So I'll turn the third mode on now. And I can't work out where this third mode is. And then I realised that my hand was glowing. The third mode is here on the end. So there is an LED on the inside. In fact, there's 2. So if I hold this here, so there's one at 12 o'clock and there's one here at 6 o'clock inside. So this head module, which it'll turn off now when I take this out. So on the inside here, there are 2 LEDs so that as you are writing writing in the dark, which I'm guessing they've got from feedback, because this one here on the side, if you're writing, that's shining upwards. If you want to point it down, then it's going to shine at your hand. So instead, they've added some LEDs in here so that you can then see what you're writing as you're writing it. Or maybe you work in a profession that you just need to check circuitry and you just need to be able to get close enough, then you can do that as well. I guess you would probably, if you need to check circuitry, you'd probably just, you do this one on the side. I'm just trying to think of maybe something where you need to poke something into somewhere so that you can find something. So yeah, you have that one there on the end. Now, as far as lights are concerned, they all do a reasonably good job. It's never going to replace a torch, although I think the ones here on the side do a good job of that in the high and the medium modes. But just that extra bit of being able to do that, I think, is great as well. Now, the last little bit to point out on here is the pocket clip. So the pocket clip itself, now as far as pocket clips go, it does a good job. It clips onto things, but it's a little bit more than that. So think O-clip in the fact that when I push this down, hopefully now you can see that this is an actual, like, a proper clip rather than just like a clip on a pen. So if you needed to put this on a hat, if you needed to put this on a piece of clothing, or maybe you want to put it on a sternum strap so that you can pass it through there, you can pinch it here at the top and it will open that up an extra little bit more so that you can do that. For just a pen, and it's just a pen. For just a pen, there's a lot of features all crammed in to this small pen from Olight.
Now, rather than going down to the lake, I thought what we'd do is, feeling festive, we'd have a look at the light settings against the Christmas tree. So turn it on, and then we're on the moonlight mode. As you can see, it throws a decent amount of light. It lights it up. Then we go on long press, we're on the low mode, then we're on the medium mode. Again, it does a pretty decent job. And then another long press, then on the high mode. And there you go. And as I mentioned, when you do another long press, rather than going back down to the low mode, down to the moonlight mode, it goes down to the low mode. And then double press while it's off. There's your red mode, long press, take it onto higher version of the red mode. Here's your funky, there's your laser, and then there's your tip on the end. So if you did, I was saying, if you're trying to inspect something, you can. If you need to get this into somewhere so that you can go, it's just in there, look what it was that I was looking at. And you're like, okay, so it's just through this valve in here, and there you can see. So that's kind of what I was meaning. But even then, if you want to write something in the dark, then yeah, there you go. Or maybe if you wanted to stab somebody with it, and you could see something. That went a little bit violent then for a second. But yeah, so there you go.
Now, I know I mentioned at the beginning of this, like, old school meets new school, but genuinely, when I say you can't beat ink on paper, you genuinely can't beat ink on paper. There are so many robust digital experiences that you can get nowadays that it just doesn't feel right. We all learned, maybe not in the digital age nowadays, everything's done on pads and stuff, but there's a connection that you get when you're writing. There's a feedback that you get when you're writing with ink on paper that you just don't get with digital. That sounds like I'm just kind of romanticising. It's amazing. In my day we used to do it with chalk on a slate board kind of thing. And it is a little bit. Maybe I am. But anyway, they just, which is the second point, unless you run out of ink, they just work. They just work, and that is the beauty of this. But I guess also with the additional fact that if you need to, you've got your laser pointer there, although I hadn't got that turned on, but you've got your laser pointer there, there's your one on the side, and then there's just that. I really didn't get this at first. It took me, I was like, wow, and then, okay, so being able to write in the dark, I think if maybe you're the type that does like auditing, that sort of stuff, you're getting into certain spaces and you have to make notes, or you have to try and do it while you remember it because you know your noggin's getting a bit old. Yeah, really useful that little bit on the end. So anyway, to round it all up, I hope you all enjoyed today's content. Now, of course, with Olight, there is a sale on. I have some affiliate links below, which does help to fund my channel and for me to make further content like this. So those links are below. If you choose to use those, it's a massive thank you from me. It's no extra money to you. And in fact, I also have an exclusive discount code, so you can get an extra bit off if you use that code as well. So all of those links are below. I'll leave some of my social media links below as well, so that you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel Moorlander Tactical. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Old fashioned that's been made. Is there something over there? That's really annoying. It has to be the wind. Now, I will say at this point, I haven't used the original. Oh, is that focus? It was focusing on the bush behind me. Kind of opening with Olight, they have a. They have a. See, I use pens all day, every day, in my line of profession. Not a lot of people know this, but I'm a medical illustrator, so I draw dicks for a living, like that scene from not Breaking Bad. What's the one where he's drawing big veiny dicks? Superbad. That's what I do for a living. I spent a week drawing poorly cocks at work, and they were poorly. There was like a weird kind of fungal infection on them, which, yeah, all they gave me was just like photos. It's like, that's not what you can do for a living. That was a weird bit to talk to on the end. Pens allow you to draw docks. A dock is like a cross between a dick and a cock. It's a dock. These are dock drawers. I'm an idiot. At some point, Olight's going to be like, really, you need to stop talking about dicks at the end of your content, because we're a wholesome family company. Maybe. Anyway, I'm not sure what day this is coming out, because I'm filming 4 pieces of content today. But whatever day it comes out, I hope you're all good. I'll see you soon. Don't draw ducks. Well, you draw ducks if you want. I don't care.